try loving me. All I ask is you will try loving me. Cause loving me ain't easy. I know it ain't.
What's going on, and welcome to Black Kings Free Game. Look here, kings and queens, I'm glad you joined us today. On today, I would like to introduce someone that is always behind the scenes, but gets down when it gets mean. Miss Delisa Solomon. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Yes, ma'am. Well, it's a pleasure to have you on. I've been wanting to get Miss Solomon on here for a while, and she has had time and has agreed, and we're going to take advantage of this opportunity. So, Miss Solomon, first we're going to start with, how was your day?
It's been a good day. And can I ask you to call me Delisa?
Miss Delisa.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Delisa.
Yes.
What was I saying? Miss Lisa?
Solomon.
Oh, I'm sorry. Miss Delisa. I got you. So, how did you find your way to Liberty County?
Oh, that's a good question. So, I actually landed in Liberty County in 1988, initially.
Okay.
And so I met my first husband, and he and I were married here, and we lived here until 1991. Okay. And we were restationed to Fort Benning, Georgia. And so after 4 years in Fort Benning, I decided to move back here. Mm-hmm. And he went to Germany. We were in the process of separating, and so I moved back here because I had a sister that lived here with her husband who was military, and I wanted to be close to family. And so I landed back in Hinesville, Georgia in 1996. So been here ever since.
1996. Now, that means, well, even when you came in 88, that means you remember when Walmart was where City Trends is.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Piggly Wiggly was where, and the Kmart was where Big Lots and the other store, there's a gym there now with the Payless. We had all of that there.
And Winn-Dixie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Winn-Dixie. I got in trouble one night with the Boy Scouts. Mm-hmm. We are camping in the Osteen Law Group's parking lot over there on Court Street. Uh-huh. And when we camped in that yard space they had, we snuck out and snuck to Winn-Dixie. Oh. Yes. And when we were sneaking back, the police officer saw us and we took off running and all that junk. And we tried to act like we were sleeping in tents. Yeah, that was a long
time ago.
Yes.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when I was here in 1988, from 88 to 91, where I initially bought my first home in Liberty County, yes. Off of Airport Road, it was nothing there but woods.
Yes.
And then when I came back in 96, they built Smiley Woods there. And so that's where I purchased my first home here in Liberty County.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, you guys don't know. You guys see the 3 Walmarts, the Dick's Sporting Goods, the Hobby Lobbies. You see that. We were here when it was nothing but bones. I think they were just working on, when I could recognize it, what is it? It's right off of South Main Street. Can't even think of the name of it. But it was like a neighborhood, and I used to ask my dad, I say, Dad, can you buy a few of those houses? Not even knowing that I was going into real estate.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Liberty County just has a history, and since now, we're in 2026. I know a lot has changed since then. What are some of the great things that you love about the change that you've seen happen in Liberty County?
Sure. One of the main things that I've seen as far as the change goes is just the growth of opportunities. I think that there are more opportunities here in Liberty County than there was back in 1988 or 1996 when I first came. I see again that there are a lot of things too. There are different places to dine, whether or not you want to indulge in Mexican food,
Yes.
or Indian food, or
Yes.
Hispanic food, or something of that nature, or just American cuisine, I think that those things have given us an opportunity of choices.
Yes.
And so I think that any community that you live in, you want to have an opportunity for choices, and Liberty County provides that. And one thing that I see too in Liberty County that, again, I think I've lived in Liberty County longer than I've even lived in my hometown, which is Montgomery, Alabama.
Really?
Yeah. So I think that, one of the things I see here is collaboration.
Yes.
Collaboration with government entities. So, I just think that this is a great place to live, good place to work, and also a good place to raise a family, because both of my sons were raised
Right here.
here. One was born here. The other one was born in Fort Benning. And so to raise them here and to matriculate through high school here and go off to be amazing young men.
Wow.
This is a great community to do that.
Well, we like to say that people are transplants, right? Mm-hmm. But this is how I feel at this point, because I'm born and raised here. True enough, my mother is from here, so I have family lineages here. But when you can say that you raised both of your children here, now that says a lot. You just inserted your roots.
Yeah.
Like, and that's permanent. So I would say, well, welcome, family, because
Yeah.
when you get a generation here, this is home.
Yeah, this is home for me, because when I look at Montgomery, Alabama right now, I don't have any family that lives there.
Oh, wow.
Both of my parents are deceased, and my brothers and my sisters, we are spread out throughout the United States. And so at the end of the day, Hinesville is home for me.
Yes.
Hinesville has been home for me, like I said again, since 1996, and it's been the home of my businesses, and so it's been an opportunity to grow business here.
Yes. And also, speaking of businesses, with a lot of businesses, there's sacrifice. Mm-hmm. The business you have, the strategic, and I don't want to say it wrong, but could you say it for me?
Strategic Biz Solutions Unlimited.
Yes.
Yes.
With that business, was that your first business that you went into, or were there others?
It was not my first business.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So we have to go all the way back to probably 90, I would say maybe 97. 97, 98 was my very first business.
Well, before we get into that, I do have to say this. Everybody, thank you, Kings and Queens, for being here. I want to give a shout out to all the Kings and Queens in the audience right now. Thank you. If you have any questions, don't forget to comment. And don't forget to go to YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in Black Kings Free Game, and hit that subscribe button. And later on this month, we are giving out prizes. Now, we're about to learn what happened in 1997 to where this first business kicked off. But I need to let you know that King Myers is in the building. King Myers, welcome in, sir.
Hey, how are you?
Didn't realize it was me, huh?
I knew it was you when you walked through the door. I saw your
yeah.
face.
Yes.
Yes.
King Myers gets off late from Amazon. Wasn't sure if he was going to make it today, but he is gracing us with his presence. Oh, I hope you don't mind.
I know him.
Oh, yeah, we know each other. We have history.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
history.
So we were about to get into the beginnings of a Hinesville original. I put her in there. Yeah, she's been here a long time and
Yeah.
raised a family. So the story of your first business.
Sure. So my very first business was preparing taxes. My cousin and I decided to go into business together, and she's based in Mobile, Alabama, and I was here in Hinesville, Georgia. And so I went through the H&R Block tax course here in Liberty County.
Yes.
And so I went through that course and decided that, you know what, this might be something. I don't want to do this full time, but I do want to have the residual income where I can bring in extra income for me and my kids. And so I started the actual tax preparation business, and that lasted not very long because once I realized how difficult it is getting truth from people sometimes.
Ooh, yes.
I didn't want this to be wearing silver bracelets. So there was a quick exit from that particular field.
Well, was it more like, no, look, I got 17 kids, right?
Yeah.
And no, that Charles did it for me.
Yeah.
No, but Charles got me back 38,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't going to be Delisa.
Look, I
For
understand.
Sure. For sure.
I understand.
Yeah.
That tax. I wanted to get into it when I was in college. There was a guy that was doing taxes, and I was in Coffee County at the time. And I don't know how I always found myself around business.
Yeah.
Like even in college, I didn't hang out with the college kids. I was out in the community, and I was just knowing people who were mover and shakers. So yeah, that was the first thing that I was introduced to, where I saw a person that looked like me doing something, on that level and being young.
Yeah.
So taxes, I know that H&R Block course.
Yeah, that was, and I did that night course, and you talked about sacrifices earlier.
Yes.
One of the things I can think about is the sacrifice that I made to do that. Working full-time, 9 to 5 in Savannah, and then being able to come back home to Liberty County, get my kids from the daycare, and then take them to after-hour care. Because remember, the tax course back then was like from 6 to 10.
Yes.
And I never forget, I had an amazing babysitter. Her name was Miss Pinky. Miss Pinky, I don't know if she's still around or not, but if you are Miss Pinky, shout out to you. My lawn care guy actually introduced me to her. And so she would keep my kids in the evening time while I attended that course. So the sacrifice that I made was a valuable sacrifice for me. It was for a short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain, is the way that I looked at it.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
See, and that's a part of what I like to call a village, an adopted village, I guess it would say in your eyes, because like you were for somewhere else, but now you got your roots, and these are the people that you can depend on and count on, and that's what creates a community.
Yes.
Is having others besides your own family to depend on. And with you starting your business and making those sacrifices just to go to that class, to get to that money. So if that was your first business, what was your second one?
My second business actually was a home health care company.
Home health care.
Home health care company, which was a non-medical home health care company. If you're familiar with the one that Ms. Edna Worthite owned and operated.
Yes.
So it was very similar to that. At the time, I was the CFO for a company that was based in Savannah, but they had 4 different locations in the state of Georgia. So I was their CFO. And so I realized that there was a void for companies that people that needed the same services outside of Liberty County, all the way down the coast. And so I decided to talk with the owners of that company to let them know that, hey, this is not a conflict of interest, and to get approval to say, hey, I want to do this in this region of the state. And so, but to believe it or not, the CEO of that company and his wife, God rest both of their souls, they signed on with me to say, you know what, we support you 110%.
Oh, wow.
And so I started the home health care company. But there again, I'm that person. I'm an entrepreneur by heart. And so I'm throwing a lot of different things on the wall to see what sticks.
Yeah.
And so that stuck for probably about a year. Went through the process, got my state licensures, and was applying to go into Medicaid to get Medicaid approval.
Yes.
So I could become a Medicaid provider. And I realized I don't have a passion in this. So where does my passion lie? And so from there, I took another turn and said, you know what? I really like small business. I like to fill the void where small businesses are struggling.
Yeah.
And where that was accounting, because my undergrad is in accounting, and human resources. And so I said, I think I want to start offering these types of services to small businesses. And that's what I did.
Well, now, if you don't mind me asking, around what age group were you at this time when this was going on?
I was in my 30s.
So you're juggling that. And when you're saying that you're throwing things at the wall to see what sticks, I know exactly what you're talking about. And a lot of people don't understand when you're going through that mode, sometimes you can feel like you're too busy. and what people say like, hey, you know, jack of all trades, but a master of none. But then they forget the rest of that term. It's always much better than the master of one. So when you see that person out there that's got a whole bunch of different things going on, don't think that they don't know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. It's all about the persistence and the consistency. Because when one of those things stick or two of those things stick, it's on and popping. And that's what people don't realize.
Yeah, and so what I term it a little bit differently, Mark. What I say is there's a diversification of revenue streams.
See how she put that pretty on it. Y'all know I'm rough with it. But yes.
We speak the same language, though.
Yes, ma'am.
We're speaking the same language. So the diversification of revenue streams matter because, like what you said, if one of your revenue streams dry up, then what happens?
Yes.
Then you're struggling. You know, you're struggling to make ends meet. You're struggling to make your mortgage payment. You're struggling to buy food. So I've always been in the mindset that I'm going to have multiple streams of revenue. Now,
yes.
I didn't start off always like that. I want to be clear. I want to be transparent because I don't want to give any entrepreneur that's out there that might be listening a false perception of what it looked like. What it looked like was I'm trying to figure it out every step I go. So trying to figure it out, again, working full-time in corporate. At the same time, I was going through a divorce. This was like early 2000. And then at the same time, I'm also working on my MBA.
Wait, you're in school?
In school. In school.
You know what?
night.
This is embarrassing Eddie and I all at the same time. Because, you know, Eddie, I didn't even make it out of school. Look. Well, hold on. I'm sorry. I forgot. You got your PhD. My bad.
Nah, I don't have no PhD. I definitely got my master's. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where you at? All right, what you get your master's
I'm
in?
finishing business administration and management.
Oh, okay.
I got like another semester left.
But see, y'all putting me to shame.
Yeah,
okay,
don't put me in the category.
Well, I tried to. I didn't want to be by myself.
Sometimes you got to sit in it.
What's wrong with? I know. You're right.
So that's an encouragement. I take that as an encouragement.
Yes.
Yeah, that's an encouragement. He's motivating you.
Yeah. No, man. I guess I'm a different being, and it comes down to, I believe, my ADHD. Okay. And see, when you say diversifying, right? Mm-hmm. That's generally what I did back in the day. Was I was diversified, but I was a little bit off on the togetherness, right? Mm-hmm. And one thing that got my focus was my kids. When I had my first kid, that accountability as a father, because I can remember that it was not perfect, and I did not know what I was doing. Yeah. But it was like in life, I was learning little lessons that veered me one way, and if I would have made a decision to follow someone or something like that, I could have been in a different spot.
Yeah. Well, let me say this. Sometimes you want to make sure you're following the right person.
Facts.
Or the right people.
Facts.
My role models were my parents because both of my parents were entrepreneurs, but they were working full-time and entrepreneuring at night or on the weekend. Mm-hmm. So, you know, they both had full-time jobs, but they both had that mindset, we need additional income to make this family work.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, you know, the grit came from just not wanting to fail. What failure looked like to me. You know, failure looks like different things to different people. But for me, it was like, I want to make sure that my kids have everything that they need and a lot of what they want.
Yes.
And I think that if you had them at the table today and interviewed them, I think, you know, my oldest one will be 34 next month. My youngest one's 28. I think that they'll be able to say, Mom did pretty good. You know?
Yeah, I guarantee that. And what it is they got to feel like, well, I do this since everybody's got master degrees. Excuse me. You know, it's motivation.
Yeah.
And it is. It is, because I've always wanted my son to top what I do.
Yeah.
And despite whatever you're out there doing, son, just do your best at it. All right. But after that, what was the next business? When did we get to Strategic Unlimited?
Okay. Okay, so Strategic Biz Solutions Unlimited was the last and final iteration of the company. Initially, I started off, like I said again, working in corporate, and then after hours and on the weekend, vacation time, I was taking that to build my client base before I decided to walk away from corporate America. So I did that for 9 years. A lot of people see where I am today, and they think that I got here easily. I didn't. For 9 years, while I was still working in corporate America from 9 to 5 every day,
Wow.
I was building a business. I had a home office business. My very first business license came from the city of Worthville, where my home that I currently have now, I rent out, is still there. So that particular 9 years helped me to not only build a business, but to build my confidence and my strength, and to build my relationships that I needed across the state of Georgia and everywhere else. So I was doing business before people started thinking about COVID, when you had to do business remote. I was doing remote work back in the early 2000s.
So you were already on the phone making those deals happen, and
yes, making deals happen via phone and via email, because we didn't have Zoom. We didn't have all the text features and things like that we have now. So yeah, I was beating the bushes with telephone calls and emails.
wow. And all of that stuff, to me, I would be bored out of my mind, and that's my problem. I am not good with paperwork.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have the personality. I like to do things in person.
Yeah.
And if I could lock down and be able to send those emails, I'll be a better person, or if I just need to hire somebody for my weakness. As far as going to Strategic Business Solutions Unlimited, you said that you said that was the final stage of it.
Of that particular company. So when I first started, the company was not named Strategic Biz Solutions Unlimited. That was when I got ready to come out of corporate completely.
Yes.
And I branded the company, and I gave it that name.
Oh,
so
okay.
that was in 2009. So in 2009, and I worked for the Liberty County Development Authority for 7 months.
Yes.
In 2009. It's their Director of Workforce Development and Existing Industry.
Okay.
And I was charged with writing the county's first Minority and Women Business Enterprise Program policy that basically invited minorities and women to the table for construction-related services. So if they were interested in getting into that particular space, there was some goals to set aside for any project that was over $100,000.
And now you're a trailblazer.
I guess.
Yes, you are a trailblazer.
Yeah.
So, man, that's amazing. You did a lot. Where'd you find the energy?
God.
We're going to get to that in just a second. Hey, Kings and Queens, thank you for watching. Don't forget to go to YouTube and hit Black Kings free game. Hit that subscribe button. We are with Delisa, and she is the CEO owner of Strategic Business Solution Unlimited. And we're finding out everything from the top to the bottom of how she reached her current successes. And we are now joined by Mayor Pro Tem King Boston.
My mic.
Oh, they got his mic off.
Danny, I need you to lock in, brother. I know I'm tardy though.
Yeah, I had to check in when I got in. I made sure, hey, I'm here, Danny.
Well, again, excuse my tardiness. Y'all had, it's termite season.
Yes.
So, had to kill some termites. And but I'm glad to have you here, Miss Cliff. We are honored. I was. Did you tell me she was gonna be here today?
Yeah, I certainly did.
Oh man, I'm slipping.
I certainly did.
It was definitely a pleasant surprise to know that you were here, because I know for firsthand experience how much you've done for businesses in Liberty County, to include Magnum Pest Control.
Yes.
Because I remember when I was a young exterminator looking to venture off, I got with the mayor, Thomas, at the time, the Hinesville mayor, and he was another gentleman who I highly respected, and he pointed me in your direction. you know, as far as just helping to give me a compass as to where to go with business. And you were very invaluable.
Thank you.
And you didn't charge me a dime.
That's excellent.
And that, I think that is a testament to your heart and the fact that you have a passion for seeing businesses succeed.
Yes.
And I think your track record speaks for itself. I don't know if y'all covered this already.
No,
but,
we definitely didn't. But I am glad that you brought that up because it's something I mean. Also, my wife, she had a stint with you for a little while and learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people don't understand. It's a lot of folks that you won't always see, like in the newspapers or the spotlights, that help form this community and keep people going.
Right.
Whether it be wisdom, also knowledge, the way to not follow the wrong person, as we stated earlier. This is what matters in the community, and this is why I wanted her on the show today, because you guys don't understand some of these stories. You don't understand how you can be inspired. You don't know how God is going to work with others to give you motivation on what you're doing, so you can wake up to a reality of all the hard work that you put in. Don't give up. Don't give up. So yeah, thank you for joining and adding that in.
Absolutely.
Boston. So she was telling us about the strategic. Hold on, let me get it right. Strategic Business Solution Unlimited, and how it was. You came into the name. You had changed it over, rebranded.
Yes.
Correct. What were you rebranding for? Yeah, I have a problem with that word. Leave me alone. Rebranding for.
Sure. So remember, for those 9 years where I was developing the company, I was in my
Yes.
home office.
Okay.
And so I wanted to not be necessarily seen as a mom and pop. I
got
wanted
you.
to have more of a corporate presence. And so in order to do that, I was like, you know what? I think I need to rebrand the company and really make it speak to what we really do. And we're strategic in every approach that we take,
Yes.
because the strategy comes behind knowing what our client needs and then developing a strategy and a system around whatever they need. So that's where that name came from. And I was coming out of my home office and moving into a corporate space, in which I moved into the building with LCDA, the Louis County Development Authority, where
yes.
a lot of people think
The
that
new
I'm
building.
there. Yeah, a lot of people think I'm there for free, but I'm not. So since 2010, I have been paying a lease payment to be in that building, and I don't mind,
Yes.
because again, it gives me that corporate presence that I want and we need. Because a lot of times, when we look at ourselves as Black men and women in business, sometimes we don't show up the way that I feel like we should, and that matters.
Listen
Absolutely.
to me. Listen to me. If you knew how many times we've had this discussion amongst brothers, and I'm not, we're not gonna dive deep off into it, but you have to understand what it is to actually represent, for your folks.
Yes.
Like, look, all the time, the main thing I hear from my brothers is, "Hey, bro, you got to pick up that call. You got to answer the phone." And man, I try to be adamant about it, answering the phone. Have I missed some? Yes.
Yeah.
All of mine.
But look, it's not all it is. It's not all it is.
A good portion of mine.
I'm sorry.
Y'all act like y'all don't
It's not 100%.
Y'all act like y'all don't
I think your
95.9%
percentage
of
is a
the
little
time.
tad higher.
Yeah, about 95%.
I take accountability. You see?
Okay.
You see what happens? See what happens?
But we have to keep each other accountable. We have to hold each
Got to
other
keep you humble.
We do.
You know?
Accountability matters.
Yes, it really does. But what you were saying is true. Hey, hold yourself to a higher standard. Like, say my brother here or my brother here, look, they have businesses. Now, just because they're my brothers don't mean that I have to go to them and say, "Hey, bro, you know what? I need to spray and I want it for free because you my brother." Like, if I'm good, I'm going to spend with my brother. And whatever he says the payment is, that's what I'm going to pay. Because at that, I can handle it. You understand? Like, benefits don't, if somebody started something, don't expect to get everything free. They had to start it. Can they re-up first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
give them
some of that is a mentality.
I definitely
and I don't think people always mean harm by it.
They don't.
You know, I don't think if you've never started a business,
Yeah.
you know, you don't know what all goes into it, how
Exactly.
expensive it could be.
Yeah.
You know, like when I started Big Dogs, I probably spent about a good 80,000 before a penny came in.
Yeah.
So if you think I was going to be giving away hot dogs,
No.
mm-mm.
No,
Yeah.
let me
I
tell
gotta
you
get that
something
money
about
back, Mr. Cliff. I gotta get it
tell you
back.
something. Bro and I had so many little small spats and arguments about Big Dogs, right? Because look, let me tell you his heart. He got a good heart,
He does.
a very,
Appreciate
very
it.
good heart. Let me tell you how good his heart was, though, right? So here I am. He's telling me like, yeah, we gonna have the store open. I'm gonna get about 3 or 4 employees. I'm like, yeah, bro. I said, yeah, you need to keep the payment. You know, you need to be around 12, 13. He's like, what? That ain't no living wage. That's what he told me. That's what he told me, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I said, bro, hold on now. He's like, nah, man, I'm gonna start people out with the right thing. I'm gonna try to start off at around $18 an hour. I said, what? I said, who you gonna pay? I said, bro, that ain't gonna work, man. I said, because you gotta look at your staff and who gonna be real.
Food.
Yeah.
And food
All the
costs.
costs.
Bro was not hearing that at that time. At that time, because he was looking out for the best interest of the
For
people.
the people.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
understand his heart. So man, that first month went by. He said, "Yo, hey man, hey come holler at. I'm changing a few things at Big Dog."
Look, I wasn't even making 18 hours.
Not paying yourself.
I'm like, hold on, I'm losing, man.
But man, he got it right, and Big Dogs was a hit. You hear me?
Yeah.
But those are the things in business that people need your support. We want to depend on them for everything, but we got to understand it took something to get there. It took a lot.
And one of the things too that I want to say to that, a lot of times I tell people that are starting a business, your family and your friends are not going to ask for a family and friends benefit,
That part.
especially if they want to support your business.
Right.
Just
Exactly.
because you're my family, I shouldn't have that expectation.
Right.
And then two, it's hard to not run a business with your heart, especially if you have a heart to help people.
Right.
But sometimes that creates more of a hardship for yourself. And I am prime example of what that looks like. So we can talk about that later.
So,
Not me.
Well, I wanted to talk about the women business enterprise.
Sure.
But you were about to say something?
Oh no, I'll just say not me.
Oh, okay.
he don't have that problem.
No. No.
I do have a question, Ms. Cliff. And you might have answered it already.
Probably.
What made you get into business? Like, what was your first business?
Yeah, we went over that already.
Yeah, well, I want to
an
hear
hour
it
ago.
again.
About an hour ago.
See? Hey, let me tell you something else.
About an hour ago.
Let me tell you something else about people. CP time. You know?
About an hour ago. We went over that about an hour ago. That's it.
Look, I knew they was going to get me.
It's all good.
About an hour ago.
Very short.
Very short.
Very
Yeah.
tax business, 97, 98, and then migrated from there. And what made me want to get into business, I wanted to have that 100% control over my personal net worth.
Gotcha.
I don't want nobody else to put a title and or a annual salary bucket on my
On your time. Right.
because
Yes.
I value myself more than anybody else would.
And that's
Absolutely.
true.
No one going to pay you like you pay yourself.
That's-
Exactly.
You know?
That's it.
Yes.
what it is.
Yeah.
And yes, people, don't think that we are all machines because we get burnt out. And burnt out is a feeling that you don't want to feel, especially if you don't sleep and your money still coming, or you just, because when you do it for yourself, you got to negotiate with yourself every day. Hey, don't I need to put this? I don't need to spend that because I gotta work on this deal in order to get that. And you think about expenses and your time. Time is critical.
Time is money.
It is very critical. And that's why I appreciate her spending time with us. And I apologize for when I said the name earlier, Solomon, I was really saying Cliff. I kept thinking about, so please
I
forgive
completely-
me.
Oh, of
Because I was
course.
like, wait a minute, that's but that's not. So
No
my
worries.
fault. My fault.
No worries.
But yeah, are you up to speed?
I believe so. I
Okay.
believe that was something because we've always spoken at like a professional tone. I don't think we ever talked about our history or past,
Yeah.
or, you know what I mean. So I always just wondered, like, if you had a paper route or you know what I mean, something back. Like, what prompted the whole spirit in getting into business? So, but you answered it. I'm caught up.
So to catch you up on him, his first business was paper route.
That was
Okay.
that was my first.
Yeah.
I was 12 years old.
But how you have paper route and then your father help you? Like he had involved. If he,
was a good
asleep-
father.
Look, he was, man. Because look, and still look at what he produced. Look at
Yeah.
this, man.
Look.
I mean, good guy, big heart, was about to overpay some people. But hey,
Yeah.
we worked it
Probably
out.
still do.
Possibly, yeah.
But yeah, that's the great thing. And yes, communities are supposed to look out for one another, right? But the way we look out for one another is let us get to that success. Don't already expect it just because you see us open it. When you see somebody first opening, don't think, oh, they made it. No, we
just
on
get
prayer
started.
right now.
Right.
For sure.
We're living on prayer right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, go in there, flood the businesses, because every time we get a new restaurant, a new corporation, you guys flood that business like crazy, and then we get a new local, somebody that's just starting. We don't try to flood it to try and see if the food is good, or that lets me know how well advertisements and propaganda works. Because if you're not excited about a new restaurant, right? Just because it's new, like you are for these fast food chain restaurants, then something's wrong. We got to start rethinking the way we approach things.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I was a little bit strict on people. I'm sorry.
No. It needs, it needs to be said.
Yeah.
You know, we got to support small business.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I forget who said it, but someone they said, like when you're pregnant, they have a baby shower. When businesses, you should have a business shower.
Shower.
Yeah.
You know, and the people who your family, your friends come together and see what it is that you need, and help you get that leg up.
That's good.
You know, I think that's a great mentality to have.
Now you know what you just created.
What's that?
And I appreciate it because look, we're gonna do this. King Boston has just started the Black King's first business shower.
Okay, let's do it.
So what we're gonna do is, all you kings and queens, I want you to throw and recommend whenever you see this video, some businesses, some new businesses that have just started, right? I want you to put their names into the comments. We'll go through it, we'll get it, or some random selection, and we're gonna have a business shower from the kings and also the community. We're gonna ask them live, have them on the show, ask them what are some of their needs. Now I don't know about buying no $300,000. You gotta be in business now. But yeah, we wanna shower you with some gifts, some things that you would need to help urge you or move you forward. So how about that?
I think that's a great idea. But along that line,
Yes.
we have to make sure that these new businesses are educated.
Yes.
You know, because I remember when COVID happened, and it was emergencies, the world pretty much shut down, and the government was handing out all of this money, and a lot of, in particular, Black businesses missed out.
Yeah.
Because their basic paperwork
Yes.
wasn't in order.
In order.
You might have had an LLC, but you didn't renew it.
Yep.
And some of it is that they just don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think not only should they get items, but access to resources.
Financial literacy.
Right.
And you guys don't forget, next month we will be having a financial literacy. We're going to continue it. We had the other one where we were talking about trust, deeds, probating, all of these things you need to know for if something, God forbid, something was to happen. Even if nothing happens, you need to have everything set up properly.
Yeah.
So we're going through with that. We're teaching people about some financial strategies, and that is brought to you by the People's Champ, King Conda, and also Osteen Law Group. They're providing the people that are telling you about the trust and the deeds. So don't forget, next month I'll be putting out the material on that. Now, we were talking about the Women's Empowerment Organization. Well, wait, let me get that correct. Sorry, I lost my place. My phone went out on me. But the organization
Well, MW.
MWBEs.
Yes,
Yeah.
NWBEs.
Okay.
That organization. Now, you're the organization creator.
Okay, so no, where that stems from, that is actually, it starts at a federal level,
Oh,
state, and it's local.
Okay.
So the way that I'm involved in that is in 2009 when I worked for the Liberty County Development Authority as an employee. I want to be clear about that. As an employee, for those 7 months, I was charged with writing their first Minority and Women Business Enterprise Program policy that will govern the policy that still exists today. And so that allowed women-owned and minority-owned businesses that went through a certification process, whether it's through GDOT or some other certifying agency like GMSDC or SBA or something like that, to basically get in to where they could do business with those particular agencies or entities. And so that was published in 2009 with LCDA, and then quickly in 2010, 2011, the Liberty County Board of Commissioners actually adopted their policy.
oh,
And so they have a policy as well that invites minorities and women to participate in their program, and so does the city of Hinesville.
okay.
And so the Strategic Biz Solutions Unlimited manages those programs for those entities. So what does that look like? On the front end, when there is a project that's over $100,000 before it's led on the street, we sit at the table and identify subcontracting opportunities based on the skill of the construction that's being done. So once that's done, then there is a goal that's attached to that particular project, whether it's MBE or WBE goal or DBE goal, and then they can become subcontractors. Now,
What?
it's existed since 2010. There have been workshops.
Oh,
There
my
has been
goodness.
information output. There are what we call pre-proposal meetings all the time.
Can I ask you a question?
You sure can.
How attended are they?
Not well. So we've had in person, we've tried in person, and we've also tried virtual. Now, I'll be honest with you, the most attendance that I've ever seen has been virtual during COVID. And
That's automatic.
the majority of the people that came to the virtual meetings was not from Liberty County.
Look, this is the trippy part. Well, first, I have to give a shouts out to Ephraim DeHart, Tim King,
Chef.
Sheriff Bowman, Sheriff.
What's going on, Sheriff?
Sheriff Alden Fike, Lisa Thomas. What's going on, Auntie?
What's going on?
Johnny B. Sapp. Look, to all the kings and queens that are watching, thank you for watching. And we see your comments. Tim King says, hey, what's up, kings and queen? Enjoying the information. Sheriff Bowman said, I'm watching. Oh, yeah, you tuned in. So thank you guys. There's still more people. Janice Baker, Ola Binga Alway, Hermina Glass. What's going on, man? How you doing? I've been seeing you in the paper.
She been active.
What? I'm so proud of you. Keep going. If you ever need my help, let me know. Keep pushing forward, Queen. But we're sitting here with Miss Delisa Clift, and we're having a discussion about how she rose up to the greatness that she is today. And it's also not been easy. She has been going down this road. She's been keeping herself together. She's been going to work, to school. When I say school, that's a class. And she's also been working on other businesses. So when you're juggling all of these things and you reach the type of success that she's at now, you know that had to come with a testimony. Because we like to say they're stories, but they're testimonies. Because her reason for going through this, she's doing. She's providing the information. And then when these people come in and they're serious about it, when they go through all of these obstacles, or they say, look, I got this and this and this going on, I've already been there, baby. You can do it. So her testimony, she's living it through her work still. Look, guys, I need you guys to take it serious, man. When you have resources like this available, I want you to now realize while I'm talking about it that it's here and you need to pay attention. Hermana, I don't know if you're already working with Miss Delisa, but guess what? She's on the show, and listen to what she can do. And the least we can do is find out. And that's for all the other queens out there also. And kings, check in. You got 3 kings right here. If you got any questions, or really it's 4 in here, y'all just don't know. If you got any questions, they can guide you in the best way or get you to the right person that can get you there. But we got to start talking to each other, guys. We got to start networking. So I want to say one more thing before we continue on. Mm-hmm. I want to say thank you. Mm-hmm. I'm the type of person that when I find out things about people in the community that people don't normally recognize, I like to reach out and I like to tell them. And I know some people probably find it strange. I don't really care. It's like, nah, I'm going to tell this person that, because you never know who's hearing it and who's not, or who might just need to hear it. It's not like they're searching for it, but just so you'll know that urge to keep going. So I've sent a couple messages just thanking you for what you do. And I want you to know that was just, it's very genuine and heartfelt. And for me to hear the things that you're saying today, it just proves to me that, I got a somewhat of discerning spirit to know. You know what I mean? You have a testimony and you're here sharing it today. So I just wanted to thank you. I'll thank you later, but I want to thank you now also.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that thanks comes on behalf of not only the individuals here, but the county as well, because you are one of those quiet forces that you make stuff happen. And I don't think a lot of people know. Those who know. Mm-hmm. But it's not, you do it with such humility and grace that, it's almost like, how can I put it? Like the duck in the water where they so graceful, but them feet is going. You know what I mean? You don't realize the effort that goes into it, but you make it look good.
Yeah.
And we are grateful to have you as an asset, to this community.
It's a blessing, man.
Thank you.
Like to all the other communities out there, I just want to let you know, favor ain't fair. Yeah, we got us a Delisa Cliff. What you got? No, stop. I'm just playing. Look, our testimonies is real. And we all been through different things in life. But it's the explanation to a lot. Because whatever you're going through, please know that you're not alone out here. Mental health is real. Mm-hmm. And a lot of situations people go through, they don't talk about it. So I hope this is encouraging. I'm hoping that seeing King Boston today, while he was very late, very late, it inspires. And look, you got Danny in the back taking up for Boston. But, you just got to know and realize that you need to speak out. You need to talk to people and just recognize people in your community.
Right.
So let me get off the sentimental stuff. You've been working up there at the what did it call it? Liberty
LCDA.
LCDA. Mm-hmm. You've been up there since 2010. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that grow as far as the expansion of Liberty County? Because you saw them at their beginning. Was the LCDA, that wasn't built in 2010 in that location, was it?
I think it was built several years before I became a part of them. So They were at one time in the building across the street, the white building, the White House, 2-story house that was on 84.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so where the VA center is now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They were over in that area. So I'm not sure what year they were built, but I've seen the changes, I would say that, in between 2010 and now. Now, I'm not in the integral parts of, them negotiating with bringing industry or anything that here. But what I can say is that I think that the economic development work that is being done now is being done the way that Liberty County can really benefit from.
Yes.
Is what I think. So I think you have the right people in place to make that happen.
Yes.
Yeah, and I want to talk about this. I don't know if we're going to get to this part.
Go
or
ahead,
not,
go ahead.
But, we talk a lot of times about successes.
Yes.
But I don't think I'm helping people if I'm not transparent. So I think that yes, I've had a lot of wins. I've also had some losses.
Yes.
And so I would be remiss if I didn't talk about that. And so I think that as a business owner, a lot of times it is hard. Because we're the one that's making all the decisions all the time for everything and everybody that might be working in that organization. And so in 2013, I decided to buy into a franchise. Let's talk about franchise ownership. Right? So I'm going to say this. If you want to be a franchise owner, do your due diligence. Make sure that the current model of that franchise is something that is relevant
Yes.
and workable. Because I bought into a franchise, I'm not saying the name, but it was a weight loss facility for women in Liberty County.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so with that, realizing, I asked myself the question now, why did I want to go into that? And being realistic, it was more of ego because I could.
Okay.
Right.
I got you.
Not because I should,
Ooh,
Right.
that says a lot. Oh,
Right.
because I could.
that's humility.
And 3 years into that, I was wondering, God, how can I get out? God said, but you asked me for this, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Be careful what you ask him.
Careful.
Because
yeah.
he might just give it to you so that on the other side of him giving it to you and it's failing,
Right.
Yeah.
your testimony of how you're going to come out
Right.
on the other side that matters.
He said, okay, oh, you want it?
Yep.
I tell you, I'll get a testimony out of this one. Go ahead, baby. There you go. I gave it to you, my daughter.
That's
Look,
it. You asked for it.
Because the Lord knew Ozempic was coming. He's like, I'm gonna show you something.
And Anytime Fitness, because
Right.
Anytime Fitness came around the street and it was $10 for a membership.
Yes, it
and now it's $49.95.
And then
Yep.
anytime got hit by Planet.
Yeah.
So what happens is, and that's what I'm saying. Local businesses. I'm gonna be real now. Even though it was a franchise, local businesses. If you're a local business, yes, sometimes local businesses are going to be priced higher. Y'all got to understand this.
Yeah.
So what it is you have to have some love in your heart too, to say, okay, I did make this hard-earned dollar, but I'm going to spend it in a community that I know it's going to circulate in.
Yes.
So yes, you have to make that type of sacrifice. Now, if you tight on things, people understand. But it's when you can do it, will you do it? If you know there's one item in that store that you say, well, dang, they're 2 pennies less. I might as well go over there, or it's 25 cents more, but I understand why it's 25 cents more.
Yeah.
We got to stop not having sympathy for things or compassion for things, instead of just being so cold and blunt. Because when it's our turn for people to be cold and blunt, then we have the excuse. But no, you got to understand. Have your same type of compassion.
Yeah.
When you need to.
Yeah, and you have to be intentional about keeping your dollar in your community.
Yes.
As long as possible. The more that dollar could circulate before it leaves, the better off your community will be.
That is facts. Salute out to Mr. Lewis, Greg Lewis. I see you, King. And speaking about that dollar, right? In some cultures, right? Let's say Hispanic culture, they will get the paycheck and it will circulate for about 1 day, right? If you take another culture, their money will circulate for 3 days. Matter of fact, in the Jewish community, that money is spent, it lasts 2 weeks. When you come to our culture, it lasts. You ready for this? 30 seconds.
As soon as it comes, it's gone.
30 seconds. Now, some of those numbers might be off or skewed a little, but trust me, I'm not lying. Go look it up. Go look it up. So, but 30 seconds is accurate, and that's terrible.
Speak on what we saw this weekend, and when we was getting that chicken and Pula.
Oh my!
That's
Listen to me.
That's what we're talking about.
I've talked about this already with somebody else, man, and I'm gonna put it this way: there are some folks in Pooler, Georgia, right? They opened a new restaurant, but what happened was on that whole block they bought the rest of the buildings. Not bought, but they're leasing the rest of the buildings. One has a chicken spot. The other one is like a serve yourself type barbecue. And then there's another one. They had a soft opening, and all you saw was nothing but people from their family and the surrounding culture of their ethnic
Right.
coming to support that business and the soft opening.
They were self-sufficient.
Self-sufficient. Man, I just wish we would just wake up, man, or take accountability. Look, don't be afraid of the pain. Yes, ow, okay, I was wrong. All right, now let's get over it. Because none of us can get out of this unscathed. It's like throwing a rock in a glass house. It's just owning up to accountability and just acting. That's it. Forget the pain it's gonna cause and your ego hurting. Because shoot, you learned a lot. I bet you had your ego bruised, like you said, and when your ego was bruised, you learned from it. You were like, you know what? I understand the lesson.
Yeah.
I understand the lesson. And then you see other people going through it, and you're like, oh, don't go that way. Look, I've done that. Don't do that, because this is what's going to end up happening.
But I think that sometimes what happens is that you might have people that will listen but not take action. And what I mean by that is that, you know, if I give someone my story and say, hey, look, this is how I came through this, most oftentimes people are trying to figure out how quickly can I get to that. And I never forget, I had a young man that I was working with, and he says, they see my glory, but they don't know my story.
Right.
That's fact.
So that whole story of how you get to a place is not overnight. It is not microwave. It is sleepless nights. It's grind. It is prayer after prayer after prayer.
Yep.
And it's having that consistency to go along with that. So
Yes.
it makes a difference when, you know, you're trying to encourage other people to do something. Just allow them to be transparent, because if I sit here and say everything was roses for me, it wasn't. It was not. And you know, if anyone that's in business can sit there and say that it was roses, you need to run the other way.
Yeah,
because
they're
you're
not being honest. Yeah.
And I refuse to hurt another business owner, an up and coming business owner, by sitting here saying, yeah, everything's amazing, and it's not.
It's not. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we have, first of all, I think that what I was telling you earlier is that we have to be accountable to ourselves.
Yeah.
We have to have that internal integrity for ourselves first,
Yes.
to hold somebody else accountable for something that they need to do.
Yep.
And that's facts. And trust me, y'all, it hurts. It hurts your pride.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point. I think people have lost the fortitude to take a loss, like nowadays everything's so hyper. How would you say?
Well, I think
hypersensitive.
I think that could play a factor.
Yeah.
You have the access to information is a blessing and a curse.
Yes.
You know, you go on the internet or you go on social media and you see people living this facade that you think is real,
And it's not.
and it's like, well, how come and then you start comparing.
Yep.
Why is my life not like that? You know, and you know, we're fortunate in the sense that this stuff came around when we had more maturity and we're older to know, okay, this is not real.
Right.
But some of the Gen Alpha and Gen Zs that's coming up, I think
Yes.
that's why mental health is so prevalent with them, because it's that constant comparison.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and they want this success overnight, and the only place success come before work is the dictionary.
That's
Yes. And you know what? I'm gonna say this, and you're gonna have some people that are upset about it, but oh well, I'm gonna say it. I learned that from somebody as far as like discipline and consistency and respect. The person that taught me was my father. And I believe a lot of fathers or men do that. Like even now with my son, there'll be times with my son, he'll be doing something that's just off, or say he didn't open the door and he knew he should have opened the door for somebody, right? See, to me, I would make a big deal out of that. Even though to my wife it's small, then why would you do that? But to me, it's a principle behind things.
Yeah.
And from him learning that principle, that's what locks him in with respect.
Yeah.
And that's what this is where the word YNs come from, because they don't know about principles and they don't know about respect. All they know is about ego and I'm offended. Or
Emotion.
because emotions.
Yeah.
And you know that's where you have to check young men, young boys. We had the STAR program, and I'm sorry I got off a little
Oh,
topic.
no, you're fine.
We have the STAR program, and the thing the parents had to do was sign a waiver. And I had somebody on the show that did the STAR program. So when they signed that waiver, it was, look, your child belongs to us. We're not going to unalive them, or you know what I'm saying, or we're not going to beat them down too bad. But the STAR unit leaders, all of them said that when they got in that problem dude, that kid, that young man, the first thing they had to do was jack him up. First thing,
Make an
you had-
example.
Yeah, exactly. You had to jack him up because in his reality, nobody's checking him. He the biggest thing in the room. And he said, when you see they break in that mind, oh man, there's something bigger than me, right? They start understanding the respect and boundaries, because we can be chaotic if we weren't in check.
Yeah.
If everything, if we just went off our emotion, there would be chaos with us. Seriously. It's like, because that's what we are, nothing but
Yeah.
a straight
But
chaos.
you hit the nail on the head when you said that you were teaching your son a lesson, and your wife didn't necessarily get it.
Yes.
Because some of the lessons a father's supposed to teach his son.
Right.
You know.
That's facts.
And you know, so and that's where the respect between the mother and the father has to be in, because she has to know when to, you know what, let him handle that.
him do
That's
his
man
thing.
stuff.
Yes.
You know.
Let him do his thing.
I mean, she's gonna teach him respect in her way as well.
Yes.
But
A woman can raise a son, but she cannot teach him how to be a man.
right, absolutely.
So yeah, I agree.
Yes. But you know, I'm not trying to be misogynistic. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking, this is the part where I'm talking about just accountability to ourselves, to realize no matter what you hear from all these other people's perspectives and what they say, oh, well, this is the new technology, or it looks like when common sense comes with discipline and respect, the old technology seemed to work just fine. Teaching trauma about everything is what's gotten crazy, because now I can't even discipline my kid because it's going to cause your kid trauma. You know, when you raise or elevate your voice or you do this, it's trauma. Brother, I guess trauma is check, keeps you in check. I mean, I'm not talking about the terrible, you know, abuse or nothing like that. I'm not speaking nowhere near that, but it's discipline. Like, we took it away. Everybody started getting an award, like at the rec department. I remember when the first time that happened. It was the end of the season. Championship game came up. My son's team lost, right? And they got the same size trophies. I said, whoa. I said, well, what are these runner-up trophies? He's like, no. All the teams get the trophies. We've already passed out the trophies to the other teams. I said, what do you mean everybody get trophies? So I have my son, he couldn't keep that trophy. I'm sorry. He couldn't keep that trophy, but I explained the reason behind it. I did. I explained. I was like, nah, you go win you a trophy, man. Because that's not how life is going to work out here. You're not. If everybody completed the exam, that doesn't automatically qualify you, and that gave people a sense of entitlement. That's what kids, they feel entitled. I mean, even myself, being comfortable here in the United States, I'm entitled. Let me tell you when I found out I was entitled. When we went to Africa. When I set foot in Africa and landed in Africa, I realized how entitled I was and how naive I was to a lot of life. Here, I can go get a truck and I don't even have to pay for it up front. I can say, hey, well, now how much I need to bring down? And I bring down to $1,500 and they say, all right, now you're going to pay me $700 a month? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pay you $700, and maybe 2 or 3 months I can get away without paying it, then come up and pay some on it. In Africa, that's not going down. If that car is 14 million naira, you better have saved up 14 million naira.
Yeah.
That is a level of accountability and responsibility that nobody in the United States could do.
Mortgage doesn't exist in Nigeria.
You have to buy it.
You have to buy your house
straight out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure that you guys don't want to get to that point, but hard work and determination. We appreciate you, Mrs. Clift, and gracious for everything that you've done for Liberty County. Now, this comes to the part of the show because, look, we will be on here for hours. Do you understand? And I don't want to hold you up that long, but I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation.
Same here.
And thank you for coming. And would you at any time, would you accept the invitation back?
Sure.
Okay.
Definitely.
Awesome. Because I know that King Boston got here really, really late.
Very. Look, y'all gonna leave me alone.
Don't beat him up too bad.
I already told him what was going on.
I'm happy he did make it in, to be honest. So,
Look, it was a challenge. I think I broke a couple traffic laws.
Sheriff, you heard that, right?
You need to edit that. You need to edit that.
So thank you so much for taking the time, and thank you for your testimony.
But before we wrap up, I do have a question about the MWBE programs that have been in effect since 2010 or 9. Are they still active now?
They are still active now. The biggest change is that we are rewriting policy.
Okay.
Simply because of the federal government. Any entity that has federal dollars in any of their projects, if they have an MWBE goal, it becomes a problem. So we're transitioning them to what the federal government is comfortable with, which is a small business enterprise program.
Okay.
It would still be the same.
Okay.
And it was still just the different title, kind of like the inner workings is the same.
Okay.
So they are still existing.
So
Is there?
no, I'm sorry. Is this just geared towards construction contracts or?
No. So some of their programs are both construction and professional services.
Gotcha. Okay. So if a person wanted to get more information on this, how would they go about doing that?
Sure, they can reach out to me directly if they'd
Okay.
like to. None of the entities have the MWBE programs on their websites.
Okay.
And that's something that I've talked to them about for years. And so at some point in time, it will live on the websites of those entities. But
Okay.
until that time, they can always reach out to me by my email,
Okay.
which is delisa@strategicbiz.co.
Okay.
Or they can call the office at 912-368-3475.
Great.
Now, is there a cost associated with the program as
It's
far
not.
as? Wait, hold on. So you're telling me to access this knowledge, there's no cost?
There's no cost.
Okay, baby, I know you're watching the show. You need to get back with Miss Lisa. I know you in school. This is the perfect time, baby. This gonna be your testimony. Look, so what we have to do now is you have to get pregnant. We're gonna have another baby so we can go.
Oh,
through.
Lord.
Don't get the whole. Don't get the
I
blueprint.
know.
we gotta do it the same way.
No.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, we'll skip that part, I guess. But yeah,
You can practice, but don't even worry about it.
yeah. Practice will be fun. So this program is available now, and it's been here since 2010. It's been low attended. Let's see if we can get the attendance up.
I would love that. As a matter of fact, the entities and I have been talking about, re-engaging some of the programs that we were doing before that were not as successful. So I would love to do that. One of the things too is that we look at certification.
Yes.
So certification is important. I know you are DBE certified,
Yes.
GDOT, but there are also other certifications because we don't just work with local small businesses. We
Yes.
also work with those that want to do business with the state and want to do business with federal as well. So you have, if you're service disabled or you are a veteran-owned small business, you can also get those certifications through SBA, and we help you with that at no cost.
Oh, I need to get over her.
So,
Veteran?
is there
Yes, sir.
anything? Is there
Yeah, it's
anything
real.
With,
I know.
with skills like I have, is there anything for realtors, anything for insurance agents, anything in that aspect, or no?
Yes, so in any government entity, whether it's local, state, or federal, if you are you a broker? If you're a broker with real estate, then you can actually look at the brokerage services that they offer there and get in contact with them from a contracting standpoint because they're looking for contractors to provide that service. And I've talked to several brokers in Liberty County about doing the same. Now, I'll tell you where there have been successes and some of the people that I've worked with in Savannah, they have gotten into the state space.
Oh, wow.
Because when they're looking at moving these commercial buildings and things of that nature, they need brokers to do that. They don't have the staff that's being paid to do. They're looking for consultants.
Yes. Goodness gracious, man.
The resources are there.
I was just about to say,
People just.
Information is free.
It's free.
yes.
A lot of times when people come to me, they say, okay, well, how much do you charge? Information is free. The reality of it is that can you go out there on the internet and look for it and find it yourself? You might can, but can you interpret it in a way to where you can move into that particular space faster? Probably not, but I can help you to do that.
That's facts. And we know that's true. So, kings and queens, don't forget, this episode is brought to you by Gray Wolf Trucking, LLC. That's Gray Wolf Trucking, LLC. And also, the People's Champ. You can go to yourhomechamp.com. That's yourhomechamp.com for all your buying and selling needs. Also, Strategic Biz Unlimited.
Strategic Biz Unlimited and Global Business Development Strategies that was born in 2020 during the pandemic.
Okay.
Which is a certified woman-owned small business with SBA.
Awesome. And how can they contact you?
They can reach me at either Delisa at strategicbiz.co or Delisa C at Global Business Development Strategist, or call 912-368-3475.
Awesome. And don't forget about Magnum Pest Control.
It's that time of the year, y'all. 844 Magnum 1. We do commercial, residential. I see we got a trucking sponsor. We do pest control in trucks too. Airplanes, you name it. So just give us a call if you need us.
Oscar Scraps, go ahead and shout out. He's got the candles, a whole thing. Shout it out, Oscar.
Yeah, just mostly the candles, man. If you're interested in candles, it's under construction right now because Amazon take up so much of my time. But we're looking forward to building that back up. I'm gonna definitely get with you, Miss Delisa.
Okay.
And see what we can do from there because I'm looking to venture into different aspects dealing with candles.
Yes.
People have paint with a twist. We're gonna have burn with a twist.
Okay.
Coming soon. So
Yeah.
we're looking into that.
Get creative with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very creative.
So it's come that time, and today we have Aristotle on the panel. So you know how that goes.
He was on time.
Yeah.
I was late too. I was late too. I was
later.
Yeah, a whole lot later. I was like 10:15.
Yeah.
You was
That was about 20:30.
10:30.
But you made it, so I give you credit on that.
You made it right before the break.
I appreciate it. I didn't want to miss this one.
Also, we're gonna start off with King Boston on this one.
Oh man, there's so much going on. I want to. This. There was a lot of information that was given today,
Yes.
and I could tell y'all from a business owner that a lot of the information that Miss Cliff has provided today, I have utilized some of it, and it's helped. It's helping and paying dividends to this day. But you have to find your passion, and you have to be willing to work through it and stick it through from the highs and the lows, because it's not always going to be easy. I think about, just the journey, and sleepless nights, countless of them, and times where things just wasn't going the way it should, but the passion kept me going.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that to have seen it through to where, it's special when you could build something that can sustain you and your family and create a legacy, and along those lines of a legacy, my daughter, she just called me. I wanted to, definitely again shout them out and tell them how proud I am of them. I have 2 college graduates.
Great.
A chemical engineer and a soon-to-be psychologist. So that's gonna be some more dividends. I hope y'all know.
That's right. That's a blessing, bro.
But you have to pour into your children. And I know you have 2 sons, Miss Cliff, so I know this firsthand. And you have to pour into them. And I'm jump topics a little bit. Take your children voting with you.
Yes.
Because we're in election time now. Congratulations to those candidates who won,
Yes.
who don't have to go to the general election. The work is just beginning. To anyone who did not win, there's still work to be done.
Yes.
So don't disappear and
Don't
just
disappear.
reappear when it's election time.
Thank you.
It's a lot of stuff that needs to be done. And go out and vote, because one of the reasons why I understood the value of voting is because my parents took me to vote.
Yes.
Both of them. And even though I didn't know what was going on, things like that stick with you. And I took my children voting. And they know when it's election time, I don't care what state they're in, they know they have to vote.
And that's true.
Period. It warms my heart when I see my daughters have the courage to enter into rooms.
Yeah.
But I know it's not accidental. They saw examples, and not only from me, from their mom as well. From their family. And I think that we talk about how we get people to come out and vote. I really think we need to start focusing more on the young people. Because some of the older ones, the cake is baked. You know what I mean? It's like, at this point, the cake is baked.
But
Either you like cake or you don't.
That's crazy.
So, I know there's a lot of laws. I don't know if we could have a system where you could take a kid with you to the polls, or
You can.
something.
Yeah.
I think that if we're gonna change any meaningful change, it has to start with the next generation.
Yes, and you're right. You're right. And see, he didn't. I don't know if y'all got that, Kings and Queens, but that was not his exit. That he wanted to talk about that. He's got some passionate things, and that was one of those things I completely, totally agree with, because we don't see kids at the voting polls no more. You used to see every kid. When my mother or father went to vote, I knew I was going to see Shantae Baker when she was little, y'all. I probably wouldn't see Janice, but I know Janice Baker. She was in there. I would see Gavari Lewis, Justin Frazier. When we were little, when our parents, your mom and daddy going to vote, mine going to vote. What time they going to vote? You know what I'm saying? It used to be a lever. And kids don't even know about that. It used to be a lever and all types of things. Now you just touch a screen. But to take your kid in there so they can see and they don't look lost when they go vote for the first time.
Right.
Because it's different in there now. You got the list of names and, you know.
One quick thing, not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
One thing, because I grew up in New York.
Yonkers.
Election day, there was no school. You know, and I don't know if that was a thing in Georgia back then or not. I don't know if it changed or what. But I think that also, some of the parents took their kids because they didn't have no one to watch them.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So it's like, you got to go.
Yeah.
You know, but now, you know, parents oftentimes go while the kids are in school.
Yes.
You know, so it's just something to think about.
Yes. So, Kings and Queens, don't forget, right now we are on the exit. We were going to give out all the meat for you to get through the week. So, right now, get ready for Aristotle. King Myers. King Myers, what did you like to tell the Kings and Queens, sir?
I was listening, but I think I became more of a listener because my mindset is on a lot of different things, right? So I was over here diddling some stuff. So I wrote, if you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. But if you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. Growth begins the moment you choose discipline over excuses and progress over comfort. Every lesson learned becomes another step towards the person you are destined to become. Do not fear failure, because failure is often the greatest teacher of wisdom, strength, and resilience. Stay committed when the journey feels difficult, because success is built in the moments when quitting seems easier. The more you invest in yourself, the stronger your mindset becomes, and the closer you move towards your purpose. Trust the process, stay hungry for the knowledge, and never underestimate the power of consistent growth.
I love that.
That's real.
Shouts out to Mayor Chris Stacy. We see all of you Kings and Queens. Thank you guys for watching. And thank you, Aristotle, for yet again another deep. Which tablet did you pull that off of?
No, I wrote some notes down.
We appreciate you as always. And Queen Cliff,
You're all right.
Mr. Lisa, what are some things or some wise words you'd like to leave the Kings and Queens today?
Sure. Just want to say, believe in yourself first. Believe in yourself first, and I think it starts there. And find whatever drives you, where that passion is. And today it might be one thing, tomorrow it might be something else. But don't judge yourself on where you are, because at the end of the day, you are exactly where you should be at the moment that you're there. Because God is using you in that space where you are to grow you. You know, like you said earlier, being a transplant here.
Yes.
I was not only transplanted here, but I was watered. And everything that watered me, every person that sowed into my life, was able to water me so that I can grow to where I am today. And I don't think that this is the end for me.
Oh, no.
This is just the beginning, you know, because it's like I might be at the age I am now, but at the end of the day, I feel like I have 30 plus more years to go to give back.
Yes.
And so I'm in that season now to where I want to see other people grow. I want to see other people that want to have the mindset to change the mindset that they might have been living with to get out of the space where they are so that they can succeed for their family, because that's important. And it starts today.
Yep.
It starts today. Even if I
absolutely
impact one person over the next 3 months of my life, I think God has given me that person to impact.
Good.
That's
You
awesome.
certainly impacted me.
Yes, you better
And
believe it.
you know what? I
What's up,
tell
Gio?
anybody, I sing your praises to anybody,
Yes.
you know, and I want you to know that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that is so real, y'all. That is so real. And Mr. Lisa, once again, I thank you. Thank you for having this moment with us. Thank you for inspiring us. Even right now, you know, the things that Mitch said and what you just said, people don't understand how much work somebody puts into a community. You don't even understand how some of these programs got here that you might even use. You don't know whose hands have touched it.
Yep.
Whose words have made that happen. Like the opportunities that we have here in Liberty County, including the people that are presenting the opportunities. There's no other way that you can't be successful. There is no way you can go there with the opportunity and the person that genuinely cares and you don't walk away with nothing. Can't be. Can't tell me that, Liberty County. I know you can't tell King Boston that. You can't tell King Myers that. Because some of us have been here since it was just a Piggly Wiggly.
Yep, that's my first job actually.
You know? Just and then a small Walmart, which to us was the mall. Yeah.
And J.C. Penney.
And J.C. And that
Yep.
was downtown. J.C.
Yep.
Penney's was
Yep.
downtown, the upstairs. And look, wait, it was upstairs, right?
No, that was
Which
the one
one?
that was over by the Walmart when I got here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
And then the unemployment office that was right there on the corner of Main Street.
Main Street, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
Building.
this was
Yeah.
before me.
Yeah, way before you.
Yeah.
Way before you.
It was.
It was legit then.
Hinesville was so much different. It
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
stoplight, and you kept going.
That's it.
Wow.
And now we
Yeah.
got a Publix, y'all.
The Piggly Wiggly was over by the
So-
the Kings of Furniture
Yeah.
place.
yeah,
Yes.
like with
Piggly
Planet
Wiggly was.
Fitness and all
Yeah.
that. Okay.
No, the Piggly Wiggly
No,
wasn't
it
over
was
there.
in the
Piggly
other-
Wiggly was over there where Big Lots is.
Right.
Yeah, over there was Kmart. That was Kmart.
I think
Or
so. I
ju-
think Piggly Wiggly was
was
over
when it
there.
was- It was, the
It was over there where
Winn-Dixie.
Profeet and stuff was at.
No,
No,
Piggly
that was-
Wiggly
Oh.
was that
Winn-Dixie.
Big
Winn
Lots.
Dixie, that's
Yeah,
what it was.
Winn-Dixie.
Okay, Winn Dixie.
Yeah.
There we go. I knew it was some grocery store.
Yeah, it was a
I was a cart person.
Whatever y'all say, I'm going with it.
I knew it was something.
I'm telling you, it's nothing but favor. If you would have actually seen it with your own eyes in 2000, matter of fact, let's go to 1994. If you'd have seen Hinesville then and it compared to even 2001, you would have saw a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then to go from 2001 to 2015, you'd have been like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then to 2026, you really don't understand, man. We
Right.
have legitimate things that we would only see in Savannah.
Right. And it's favor, but it's
It is.
also intentional.
It's intentional.
You know,
yes.
it didn't happen by accident.
Nah.
And it took leaders and people with vision
Yes.
to help bring it to where it is today.
Yeah.
Yes.
So people, some people complain about it, and there's always going to be a critic. That's okay, but this wasn't by accident,
Yes.
and there are opportunities, and some of the authors of that plan are still here and alive.
Yes.
We have one right here,
Yes.
and so you don't take it for granted.
Yeah, don't take it for granted. Shouts out to Al Williams, Miss Joyce Griggs, Corey Foreman. Shouts out to all of the winners of yesterday. And like King Boston said earlier, to all those that didn't come up to where they wanted to be, there is so much work to be done. Let's get out there and do it. Let's be about action. So kings and queens, until next time, we want to thank you for watching, and thank you, Mr. Lisa Clift. Thank you, King Boston. Thank you, King Myers. It's your boy, King Conda, the people's champ. Till next time, we're out.
Yeah. You.